Well, folks, Nancy Mace is having her heyday. In her first performance as a cast member of Orangina's live production of the Titanic, she's playing a breathy maiden whose number one priority is to prove to the lib haters that she'll act a fool to curry their fancy. And boy, effectively telling the first transgender woman in Congress, "You've got cooties," is a way to do it, huh? She's even got Moses Maga Mike Jesus Johnson in on the game. They're letting their hater hair down so much we might see them climax together if they manage to be successful in their latest shenanigans. Well, I'm talking about nefarious Nancy's crusade to protect women from trans people, which of course is necessary only in the minds of TV personalities and the idiots who listen to them. Yeah. After the first openly transgender person to serve in Congress, Sarah McBride, was elected in Delaware, Nancy introduced legislation to ban trans people from using the bathrooms that do not correspond with the sex they were assigned at birth in the House side of the U.S. Capitol. She did. Nancy wants Sarah to poop and pee next to him and he, because Nancy's character is nasty. Let this sink in, folks. Nancy Mace took time out of her duties as a representative of South Carolina to introduce legislation, with admittedly the singular goal of tormenting a newly elected congresswoman, a woman who represents constituents who clearly aren't bigots, any of whom would do a better job than Nenny Poo Poo Nancy. Mind you, there is absolutely no data that proves trans people are dangerous to other people, no matter which bathroom they use. This is a completely made-up story, and has been all along. And now, with the help of the assholery of an opportunist, Congresswoman Sarah McBride, who represents progress in America, has been made into an example of what happens when Republicans lose. They unleash their hate like little mustache man minions. Nancy wants to sit in the cafeteria with the men, knowing Sarah and others like her might be humiliated or threatened for their basic bodily functions. Makes you want to run into Nancy Mace in a bathroom and hang outside the stall asking her all kinds of questions about why her biggest success in government has been to legislate renaming the post office in her district. Maybe follow her out of the bathroom and ask her why her staffers are expected to book her on at least 15 television appearances per week. Well, Nancy's having such a good time rubbing her face in Sarah's pants, she's branching out. She introduced more legislation that would ban transgender women from using facilities that don't correspond with the sex they were assigned at birth on federal property. Oh, Nancy, run that football! The men are swooning! Here's the thing, folks. Who checks? Who decides which woman looks too masculine and which man looks too feminine to pass the P test? And how will they confirm their suspicions? Do they drag the person into one or the other of the bathrooms and dive into their pants? Do they call the police? Is this a citizen's arrest kind of a situation, or is there going to be a dedicated gender checker outside of each bathroom? Are the rules going to be intentionally vague so haters can get away with anything? Will Nancy Mace be publishing a manual illustrating what the appropriately gendered bathroom users are supposed to look like? Will folks have to keep a photo of their nether region in their wallets in case they run into Nancy Mace's checkpoints? If Nancy gets to dictate where people are banned for how they look, will we get a chance to return the scrutiny? Should we make up rumors designed to shame Nancy Mace out of being who she is? Because I have a feeling we wouldn't have a hard time cracking that nut. Ah, the game of bottoms. Well, Nancy, have the day you deserve.